Welcome back. I want to say that women do not believe in love, right? Why do I say that? Why do women don't believe in love? Okay. If women believe in love, the divorce rate would not be this high. All right. Women initiate 80% of divorce. If they love someone, they're not going to divorce them, not unless the husband is severely, abusive, right? But most of the cases, they file no fault divorces, mean they're just not happy. All right. If they're not happy all the time, that means they don't know what love is. They don't know what love is, so they can't. If you love somebody enough to marry them, you wouldn't be divorcing them, right? Especially when you're a married mother of how many kids. That's kind of like selfish, right? Think of what you could do to the kid, damaging the kid just because your own selfishness that you're not happy. What about the kids' happiness, right? Did you ever think about that? You ever think what kind of ramification is going to happen on your kids, your whole family? You're breaking the family apart. So if you're breaking the family apart, how can you love? How is that love? If you're willing to self sabotage your relationship with your husband and the kids, all right? How is that love? You don't love them. You don't even love your kid. That's just basically selfishness. This is why I said women don't believe in love. They don't believe in love. Right? You can't trust a word from all these women at all. Right? You can't read their mind. One minute they're happy, one minute they're not. If that's the case, why even get married in the first place? Right? So they don't believe in love. The only way for women to believe in love, right, is for a man to teach them how to love. Right? Only a man can teach a woman how to love. Right? Not only man, but their father. If she's come from a well structured household, right? A well structured household with a father that know how to raise her kid, right? She would know how to love a man, how to treat a man. Because the father would tell a woman not to disobey her man, right? Because if you disobey a man and you divorce her husband, right? That means she's going back to square one, and it's going to be a harder time for her to find another husband, especially when you divorce at an older age, right? When a woman divorces at an older age, she's competing with younger women in the dating pool, right? I'm not gonna say that she's not gonna find any simps out there. She's gonna probably find a simps, but she's probably not gonna find a high value male, right? That niche community, because remember, a high value male will always gravitate towards a younger female, right? If he's high value and he could get anything he want, right? Why would he want an older woman, an old maid? It doesn't make any sense, right? So it comes back to my point that they don't know how to love, because if they know how to love, they would not break or create a divorce or have a divorce at all, right? They just don't. There's a lot of couples out there who's in a strong union and they love one another and they would never ever divorce each other. But there are many of these women out there who claim that they know how to love, but they don't really know how to love. In my opinion, that's not love. Right? If you're willing to destroy your family just because of your unhappiness, right, your selfishness, you do not know how to love. You don't know how to love your family. You don't know how to love your kids. You don't know how to love your husband. You do not know how to love at all. You don't understand the ramification of divorce, right? You do not love yourself because if you divorce, right? If you divorce, you just don't know how to love yourself. You put yourself in a difficult situation now. You make it more worse on you. How's that love? Right? You choose to struggle. How does that make sense? Right? When you divorce, you're going back to square one. You're struggling over again. There's many, many, many examples where women are struggling right now after the divorce. They can't find a date. They can't find a proper man. They're not happier. They're less happier. Right? And it all comes down to what? Then you never should divorce a man. Right? You should pick a mate better. You should date a simp that don't know how to teach you how to love. You should have known your father better. Granted, I know some women come from a single household, so you control that, right? This is why I tell guys that don't make sure that she have a strong male figure in her household. If she don't, she's gonna treat you like dirt. Because she's gonna pick up that attitude from her mother, right? That have her own bias, and she can take that attitude and spread it to you. Make sure she have a strong role model, a strong male role model, so she don't grow up hating men. Because single mothers, by statistically, raise terrible people, right? Statistically, I'm not saying all of them, but the majority of them are. Most of these bad people are come from a single mother household. Statistically. So, if she raised by a single mother, a mother that chooses to divorce her husband, and she was raised only by her mother, right? She can get the bad attribute from the mother, the bad characteristic from a mother. She don't know how to treat a man, right? She can divorce you and drag you down to the mud, take your kids away. Now it's a repeated cycle. It's a cycle now. Now your kids can grow up like that, getting a man, then she can be in a situation that you were in. That your kid can be in a situation that you were in. Let me say that. Right? This is why I'm telling you guys, do not date single mothers. Right? They make terrible choices. They do not know how to love. Right? If they love, look. If a woman get divorced, right? If a woman get divorced from her husband, from her previous husband, how do you know as a secondary husband she's not gonna divorce you as she did with her previous husband? How do you know that? If she divorced once, how does she know that she's not gonna divorce again? It's like cheating. If a person is cheating once, how do you know they're not gonna cheat again? Right? That's how I look at single mother. Right? If she's divorced once, how do you know she's not gonna divorce your ass next? How do you know that? You can't read her mind. Can you read her mind? There's no way of telling them. So why would you take that risk? Right? This is why there are so many single women out there with kids out there. There's so many of them because guys are not willing to take that risk. It's like a minefield. It's like a minefield. You do not want to take the risk. Like I said in many of my videos, you want to reduce liability. When you date a single mother, there's a lot of liability. You got to deal with her kids. Right? You got to deal with her. You got to deal with her past history. You got to deal with her ex-husbands. Right? You got to deal with all these variables, all these elements. Are you willing to put up with that crap? If you are willing to put up with that crap, go marry a single mother. Right? A divorced single mother. They do not know how to love. Right? Because if they do know how to love, they wouldn't be divorced in the first place. If they know how to love, they wouldn't break their family apart. Right? So if you want to get with a woman who do not know how to love, get a divorced single mother. Right? Obviously, she does not love her previous husband. So that proves my point that they don't know how to love. They do not know how to love. They have to have a male figure, like a father figure, a male role model in their life, this previous lifestyle, right? That to teach them how to love. Unfortunately, there are a lot of women out there that do not know how to love a man. They don't know how. They don't know how to be wives. They want to get married, but they don't know how. They don't want to be wives, right? My question is, if you met a woman, right, and she says she want to get married, ask her, do you want to be a wife? If she don't want to be a wife, then she obviously don't want to marry you, right? Marriage and being a wife is a totally different thing. You gotta ask yourself, as a man, do you want to get married or you want a wife? Anybody could get married, but can anybody be a wife? Right? I'm looking for a wife. I'm not looking for marriage. Right? A holy union. But unfortunately, yeah, that's how women are these days. They do not know how to love. That's why I tell guys, you have to find that woman who have a father figure in their life. Ask her, does she have a father? Or how was her relationship with her father? Right? Make sure her relationship with her father was not toxic. Make sure she's not come from a single parent household, because that's a deal killer for me, man. If I meet a woman, she's come from all these stuff that I don't want, I'm sorry, I just gotta break up. I'm done. All right? No matter how beautiful you are, because beauty are misleading, right? You cannot determine anything when you're blinded by lust, blinded by beauty. Because beauty is a disguise. Right? You do not find love within beauty. You find lust within beauty, Lust, right? Lust. But beauty is just a figment of your imaginations, right? It's a disguise, it's a decoy, all right? That's why when you marry a person, don't be blinded by her beauty, blinded by her character, her history, her upbringing, right? But that's my opinion. If I'm missing something, please leave your comment below so we can all learn from each other. On that note, guys, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll be back with another video.